It's a pre-All-Ireland final, and I'm joined here by Limerick's Paul Browne, who, judging by a tweet you sent out a few days ago from a hospital bed, I'd say the chances of you actually playing an All-Ireland final are fairly slim to none.
Yeah, very slim altogether. But look, as I said to the boys the other day, the only difference between me and them now is when you're playing, you're only hitting the balls you hit. But I'm hitting every ball on the sideline now, and to be honest, I'd rather be playing because I'm not able for the watching, you know.
I'm assuming if I was in your shoes, I'd be feeling a little bit of feeling left out, fear of missing out, some FOMO.
No, for the first couple of days I was a bit down, alright, as you would be. Like, I mean, no sports person wants to hear that after tearing their cruise ship, so I was bitterly disappointed for that first few days. But after that, I just had a choice whether to feel sorry for myself or whether to get the show on the road again, so I haven't missed the training yet. I've been at everything so far that the boys have done with. The only difference is I can't tag out and play, so I don't feel left out. The lads have been absolutely fantastic to me over the last number of weeks. They understand exactly my predicament. They've been very good to me. They've included me in everything. Always a friendly text or asking me to go for coffee or to meet up, and keep me going, so they've been absolutely fantastic. I'd be forever indebted to them, what they've done for me for the last 4 or 5 weeks, and it'll continue over the next 2 weeks, no doubt. And even though they're worried about their preparations, I'm still getting messages and asking me how I am and stuff, and how the surgery go and all that. So they're a fantastic bunch of lads, great friends to have.
You have a very positive outlook, but I can only imagine in the hours, especially after knowing you've done this injury to yourself, I mean, you're only human. It must have hurt.
It did, yeah. I remember lying on the ground after it happened with Joe O'Connor, the S&C coach, and I said, Joe, I'm done for here, just directly after it happened. And he was like, don't be worried. But yourself, like when it's, the sound, the feeling, it's you know what it is, it's bad. So I kind of knew. I was very resigned to it very early on, but obviously I suppose when I went up to see Dr. Ray Moran in Santry, and when he confirms it, your heart sinks another little bit, but look, I suppose I'm over it now. It's a good few weeks ago now. I've missed the quarter-final, the semi-final, and I'll miss the final as well. But look, I just want the boys to do the job, It's just out of the blue. It was just the way it happened. It was a bit of a perfect storm. I had the hurling around the fella and just twisted me just as I planted my leg, So just everything kind of came together. The dry ground, the dry grass was coming as well, and the pitch was a bit dry, as well. So it's just a perfect storm really when it came to the injury, So
I don't want to go too squeamish with it, but thankfully most of us will never know what it feels like to rupture a cruciate. How would you describe it?
It's just a pop and a crunch and just a shudder, and it just kind of goes up it starts in your knee and goes up into your soul nearly, like you feel it, But I suppose anyone who's done it knows exactly the feeling, and I suppose it's nearly hard to describe. You don't wish it on anyone, But look, it happens. I mean, there's loads of people. I'm not the first to do it, and I won't be the last to do it either, So
how are you preparing for All-Ireland final morning? Because obviously your preparation, you're part of the team, but it's going to be different.
It is, I suppose. I don't have to separate myself from the media or the news stories or watching the games and stuff, I don't have to do that. I mean, even I looked after tickets and stuff myself, whereas usually I'd pass it on to someone else. But I don't have to worry about playing, so I'm like the supporter with the best seat in the house, really, So look, I'll enjoy it as much as I can. I'll try and be as big a help as I can to the lads over the next couple of weeks. And I suppose it's amazing what you pick up on when you're not tagged, and worrying about your own game. You spot a lad who might be down at training or mightn't have had the best session or mightn't have had the best drill, and you just have a word with him and just say, look, I go again, And I mean, there's huge competition in our squad, so just trying to drive lads on to be their best and do their best over the next couple of weeks is what I'm kind of focusing on,
Your approach is very mature. I don't know if I'd be that philosophical about it if that was me out of an All-Ireland final, I have to say.
Yeah, but look, I suppose I wanted to stay around with the boys. I wanted to be part of it. I said to the boys there a couple of nights ago, I said, if you think I'm hanging on, I am, because I kind of knew what was coming with this group, So I wanted to be part of that, and I've no part being there if I'm sulking and feeling sorry for myself, So I'm not feeling sorry for myself, I just hope we get the job done on the day. That's all I want, as a win for Limerick.